A very good morning, dear students. Welcome to e-learning classes of Sacred Hearts of the subject economics. Dear students, in the previous lecture, we have discussed two methods. The first method was information from local sources or correspondents. According to this method, investigator used to appoint the different persons at the different places and used to get the information from them regularly so that the study or the subject matter can be more effective. There were different suitabilities. Along with the suitability, merits were there, and in the merits there were different merits such as economical, wide coverage, continuity, then suitable for special purpose. Along with the merits, demerits were also there. For example, loss of originality, lack of uniformity, personal bias, less accurate, and delay in correction. Thereafter, we have discussed about the second method, that was the information through questionnaires and schedules. It was also having two parts. The very first is the mailing questionnaire survey method, and the second one is the enumerators method. In this, we are done with the first method, that is the mailing questionnaire method. According to this method, investigator used to frame questionnaire, and then these questionnaires are mailed to the respondents by post, and respondents used to write down the answer and then used to send back it to the investigator. There were different merits such as economical, original, wide coverage, and along with merits, demerits such as lack of interest, lack of flexibility, limited use, biased, and accuracy was very less. Now, in today's lecture, we are going to discuss the second part of it, that is the enumerators method. So let's get started. If we talk about the enumerators method, so under this method, the questionnaire is being prepared and the enumerator himself approaches the respondent. Now, what is to be done here? The enumerator used to approach the respondent and just appear in front of them and ask the question, and they used to fill up the answers by themselves. And these question answers which are filled by the enumerators are known as schedules. What are these? Are known as schedules. And who are the enumerators? Enumerators are the particular person who used to help the investigator in collecting of the data. Now we will discuss the suitability of enumerators method. The very first is the where the field of investigation is large, so very easily it can be used because there are different enumerators there, and different enumerators helps in collection of the information. Thereafter, second, the investigation needs specialized and skilled investigator, where we are needed with the specialized people like skilled investigator, or the enumerators. And the last one, where the investigators are well versed means well known in the local language and culture of the norms of the respondents. These are the suitabilities. After suitabilities, number of merits are there. The very first is the wide coverage, the personal contact. So if we talk about this merit, so in this there is the direct contact between the respondent and investigator, and when the field of investigation is very large, then there is direct contact between the enumerator and respondent, and whenever there is the personal contact, so information can be attained fairly. The next one is the wide coverage. By appointing a number of enumerators, it is very easy to cover a large area of investigation. The next one is the accuracy. There is fair degree of accuracy in results. Why? Because investigations are done by the specialized and trained enumerators. The next merit is the impartiality, as the enumerator is the third person and not related to subject matter anyhow. So, in this context, it seems to be impartial, that the data will be biased by the enumerator. The next one is the completeness. If we talk about the mailing method, in that some of the questions were left without answers, but it is not like this in the enumerators method. All the questions are answered properly, so a complete bunch of information is availed by the investigator. Now the demerits are there. The very first is the expensive. For this you must be needed with the trained investigators or trained enumerators, and training used to involve the good amount of finance. The next one is the availability of enumerators. It is very difficult to find out the effective enumerators and the trained enumerators. So if you are not getting the good quality of enumerators, in that condition your subject, your study is going to suffer accordingly. The next one is time consuming. If you are not getting the appropriate enumerators, so you have to train them, and training involves the time. So in this the decisions can be, or the conclusions can be, delay one. The next one, that is not suitable for the private investigation, as it is a costly method, because you have to appoint the enumerators, then you have to make them train. So it used to involve a huge amount of finance as well, time as well, and efforts as well. So it is a costly method. So generally it is not used by the private investigators. Most of time it is used by the government institutions. And the last demerit is the partial. If the enumerators are biased, and some of the subject matter is related to their personal interest, or the personal interest of their near and dear one, then the data will not be accurate. And if the data will not be accurate, definitely the conclusion is to be less accurate. So this is all about today. God bless you all.